Now let's get back to Amer Israel, where Ilhan Omar, Congressperson Ilhan Omar, had an incident where a psychopathic right-winger attacked her during her town hall back in Minneapolis, or back in Minnesota.
And Ilhan Omar was assaulted last night during a town hall. You can see here a man sprayed her with an unknown substance. Does not appear that she was hurt, but it comes as new details emerge about the shooting death of VA nurse Alex Preddy. A memo obtained by CBS News from Customs and Border Protection does not line up with what DHS officials originally claimed.
Okay, they very quickly move on from that and go into this memo, but this angle is the best angle because you can see she was ready to throw fucking hands. I covered this last night, obviously, when it first happened.
As Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Dude, look at that. She straight up goes in. She was about to throw hands. God, I love Ilhan Omar so much. We do not deserve her. We do not deserve Ilhan Omar. She is a goddamn treasure. But the way that this played out obviously makes Ilhan Omar look like a brave warrior. And the cowardly right-wingers have no idea what a real fucking hero looks like. So immediately they started going, oh, this is fake. This is staged. Yeah, you can see how sloshed this two-time divorce champion was over here, trying to get the courage to be able to do this indecent act.
And round of applause for Congresswoman Omar's staff who's here. Hi, everyone.
God, he's so disgusting. A gross freak. I know. I looked at his Instagram profile because they found his Instagram profile after, after his name was revealed, and he has like children that I suspect have been separated from him because they are. I think they look queer. They could be. I assume they're like they're woke. He has woke children, and now the right is using that to claim that this person, this lunatic, is actually a secret Ilhan Omar fan. The Independent actually found who the dude's brother labeled suspect who attacked Ilhan Omar, a right-wing extremist who has hated Somalis for decades. In my mind, he's a piece of shit. Anthony Kazmierczak's brother told The Independent. I'm not surprised this happened, Anthony James Kazmierczak's brother said Wednesday morning on a phone interview from his home in North Carolina. Not at all. Unfortunately, he and my mother are both right-wing extremists. Kazmierczak, a 55-year-old Minneapolis resident, is just a different person than I am, according to the brother, who said he has been estranged from his sibling for the past 4 years. The Independent agreed not to name the brother, who said he had begun receiving death threats, of course. I believe in helping people, Kazmierczak's brother, 52, went on. He believes in blaming people. When asked if Kazmierczak had mentioned Omar before, the brother responded, oh yeah, and said he is thankful for the Somali-born Democratic legislator who fled her war-torn nation as a child and became a U.S. citizen in 2000, wasn't badly hurt. Kazmierczak's antipathy towards Somali Americans, whose presence in Minneapolis makes up the largest Somali population in the U.S., dates well back to before Omar was elected in 2019, according to the brother. He has had a hatred of the Somali community probably 20 years, Kazmierczak's brother continued. There's a reason I don't talk to him. He's got a lot of anger. I have no idea where it comes from. He has always been that way, in and out of treatment since he was a kid. Another fucking mentally ill, sociopathic MAGA dick rider. And of course, as expected, once again, just as it was the case with the David DePipe situation, they immediately went and said, this is a psyop. This is a psyop, and it's staged. And how did they arrive at this photo? With AI, of course. They hate seeing themselves on camera doing the deed that they claim they want to do. They hate it. They hate it so much, they immediately go into cope mode because this is what you look like in public. On Twitter, you might hide behind an anonymous account, but this is what you're at. This is who you are. This is who you want to be. Apparently, this is his Twitter. Oh, yeah. Major Trump supporter, major follower of like Tim Pool and all these other people. Anthony Kazmierczak's Facebook page has been found. He's Andy on there. He's a massive Trump, Israel, and Charlie Kirk fan. He even changed his Facebook profile picture of Trump and Erica Kirk. In conclusion, he's MAGA. His neighbor said he's pretty conservative. His brother said he's actually out of his mind. Adequate mental care, adequate health care, adequate material conditions. Like, it doesn't matter. The goal is to actually make the goal is to soften the impact of stupid people like this. Okay, the goal is to make sure that they get the proper treatment. The goal is to make sure that they're not likely to go out and do something like this. Okay, I think it's just the American education system being so dog shit doesn't push people to exercise critical thinking and thus brain development gets stunted. I think that's what it is. Yes. Like you can't sincerely tell me that a guy like this is, all there. Okay. Libs of TikTok, Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk, Babylon B, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Elon Musk, Hodge Twins, Tim Pool, City of Minneapolis. The most complete glimpse yet into the life and radicalization of Anthony Kazmierczak, the man who rushed Ilhan Omar, from rarely posting anything political to physically attacking members of Congress in just a few years, another victim of the algorithm. Boom. Divorce number 1, DWI, DWI 2, sued for $11,000 in debt. Divorce number 2, court filings revealed that he was unemployed and received a $39,000 annual disability. He had no retirement account or plan. His Lexus was stolen and had over $10,000 in loan and credit card debt to his name. His best friend dies in 2021. Attempts to troll his local Nextdoor group about Kamala Harris. First political post in 10/12/2021. Post political cartoon about Ilhan Omar on Facebook, 10/31/2021. How do people know this? It's because his Facebook account. Attempts to troll his local Nextdoor neighbor. Post political cartoon about Ilhan Omar. Purchases Glock 43X. First date with black girlfriend. Race relevant later. Last new photo with daughters on Facebook. One has since moved out. Other appears to be still be involuntarily committed. One calls themselves gender fluid in their Instagram bio. Other uses she/they pronouns. Last public interaction with girlfriend on Facebook. Does not post again until 9/21/2023. Significantly less activity after he returns. And the majority of posts are old photos re-uploaded. Sued again for $1,000 debt. Daughter involuntarily committed for mental illness and chemical dependency sometime between April and July 2024. Answers questions on Quora pushing election fraud, conspiracy, expressing hatred for Democrats. Says he feels sick at the thought of Biden winning. Asked when descendants of slaves will pay reparations to descendants of Union soldiers for freeing them. Sued again for $1,200 debt. Daughter's involuntary commitment extended. Creates Twitter account Andy's Right. First post criticizing Klobuchar. Tweets frustration about black people reproducing. More racist tweets calling black people, I'm not going to read that, an evil beast. Makes President Trump his Facebook profile picture 9/11/2025. 9/21/2025 makes President Trump and Erica Kirk Facebook profile picture 11/14/2025. Tweets that black people are reverting to apes 12/28/2025. Tweets dismay at lack of Somalis arrested by ICE in Minneapolis. 12/29/2025 tweets that white people are genetically superior to blacks. Also tweets further dismay that black people are reproducing. 1/8/2026 tweets about and justifies Renee Good shooting. 1/28/2026 rushes Ilhan Omar at town hall event. And this man had a gun because this could have gotten a lot worse. This trend of radicalization is so common, dude. Like this is, and it happens to people like Elon Musk even. Divorce, financial issues. Obviously, Elon Musk doesn't have the financial struggles because he's the wealthiest person on the planet. But like divorce, queer children, not being able to deal with any of that shit, in and out of family court, constantly in fucking debt, on disability payments. Like this is the most common right-wing story, dude. Would this be considered a hate crime when adding all his tweets into the picture? I mean, good luck prosecuting anything in this court system, but this is straight up a person whose brain has been destroyed by the internet. My leading theory at this point is that Kazmierczak blamed the left for taking his 2 daughters and fell deeper and deeper there from there down the rabbit hole. Without any family or money left, he had to find somebody to blame other than himself. Like you see it too. You see it with like constantly talking about like black people being evil beasts and stuff like that. This is how white supremacy is the ultimate cope. Here is some of his profiles, by the way. I mean, one of the profile that we were looking at earlier. No. And obviously blacks were first modern human. We will continue to evolve as white people. Blacks are the old homos. Whites are the newly improved version. This is why I talk about the psychology behind white supremacy all the fucking time. The psychology behind white supremacy is that if you are a loser, if nothing is going well in your life, if you're a whole ass loser and you recognize how big of a loser you are, you recognize how your life has not turned around, your life is not going the way you thought it would be when you were a child, you desperately hold on to some kind of tribalist attitude that gives you a sense of superiority over others. You find an automatic group to blame for every single thing that's going on. It's the same with like anti-Semitism as well. It's the same thing. It's always like you're shifting your own personal failures in an effort to find power in something. And then like white supremacy and fascism allows you to lean into that, this idea that like you are superior just because you're white. It's also something that I've brought up before, like dudes on disability payments hate welfare queens too. There are a ton of dudes like this on disability that constantly chirp about welfare queens, not realizing that like they're cutting off their own lifeline. They vote for it thinking blacks will be punished. Like that's their mentality. And it's like, brother, what are you talking about? It's you, brother. This is the suicidal ideation of white supremacy. Okay? This is how it works. I mean, guys like this are so common. I don't know how to describe this to you. If you've never been to a rural place in this country, if you've just spent all of your life living in big cities, and there is guys like this in big cities too, for sure, but they're less common in big cities because big cities are so unaffordable. But like in the more affordable sides of this country, in the rural areas, in the suburbs, guys like this are a dime a dozen. And they do not understand that the system is them super hard, and it's virtually impossible for them to understand, especially when they get to this level. Okay, but this is a perfect demonstration of that radicalization pipeline, and it happens so frequently, and they are the backbone of the Trump MAGA movement. They are the backbone of this movement. I think this still stems from like deep insecurity born out of your material conditions, born out of your abject failure, and a recognition of said abject failure. When you're a kid, you just assume your life is going to turn out much better. You know, you're like, I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a firefighter. I'm going to save people. Right. And then lo and behold, before you know it, you're 55 years old, 2-time divorce champion, 2-time DWI champion, numerous bankruptcies. Kids don't want to talk to you. You're just a whole ass loser. You desperately seek out why you're a loser. And then someone tells you a comforting lullaby where it says, oh, you're a loser because the elite liberals have actually ruined your life through feminism. They've made your children woke and gay. They took your children away from you. You know, you're not an abject failure. It's just everyone else has made you into the person that you are. And then you love that shit. It's cope. They're doing the same thing they did to you from Kaya Gate to Ilhan Omar. Yeah, I mean, these guys are delusional. They're
Face impeachment.
Oh, she moved her arm like Kaya Gate. Like when I move my arm. Oh, God. They're saying that was quick, but did you catch that? Where she moves her arm to gesture. She hits the zapping button, the self-zap button. Hello. 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 You guys like my new rug? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Is this rug available on ideology.shop? No. To be honest, I feel like a loser most days. I'm underemployed, depressed, single, and bald, but I refuse to sacrifice my humanity to hateful right stances. The left and compassion is the only thing that keeps me on this planet. Chatter, you're not alone, okay? And that's precisely what I try to do here in this community, which is try to pull these guys out. Try to be a North Star for many of these people before they move into a very dangerous place in their lives. That's why a sense of community and a sense of purpose is very important. That's why I have an unflinching mission to explain to people that they are not responsible at the end of the day for their own material conditions, that there is a systemic analysis at play here. The problem that I have with right-wingers is that they actually don't conduct the proper systemic analysis and simply tell people that they are great because of the virtue of their whiteness, or simply tell people that they would have done much better if it wasn't for feminism or trans people existing. That's it. Yeah. The real minority group that you should be blaming is billionaires, is capital owners, not random black people that have the exact same material circumstances as you, that have the exact same class position as you. Yeah. The real POC to blame is not people of color, people of capital. Well, the alleged Ilhan Omar sprayer, Anthony Kazmierczak, seems to have some far-left gender pronoun children, but yeah, totally MAGA. This stinks of being staged. There are 30 million reasons why. Yeah, the most prominent Republican on the website that you're tweeting on is literally the exact same story. How is this an uncommon story? The head nod and not immediately go to the hospital for potential hazardous material contamination seals the deal for me. That and all the other scams. And the left is saying, but Elon Musk. Elon is not going around spraying Democrats with weird liquids who are under investigation. Smells like an op. The thing to look for is here. Will Ilhan Omar press charges? If not, extremely telling. It's crazy because it's like, this is the most common hog story. And these guys who probably have similar stories in their own lives, similar points of radicalization of family members that go no contact when they realize you're like a psychopathic, rabid fascist. That will turn around and sincerely be like, oh, something smells fishy here. It's literally the most common trajectory for right-wing heads, man. It is the most common trajectory of radicalization. It is insane that we are living in a universe now where a solid chunk of the population is hallucinating. How the f do we get back to reality? The other reason why they're doing this is because Ilhan Omar bravely stood and continued to deliver her speech saying, I will not let them win, and also squared up on them. And that kind of bravery is not something that they've ever seen, which is precisely the reason why they're like, oh, this looks too good for Ilhan Omar in spite of the psychotic attack that she received. So this must be fake. But I'll take it. I'll take them saying it's fake because now I'm going to fucking keep saying the Trump assassination attempt was fake. The fight moment was totally staged. And that's the reason why they're projecting. Okay, fuck you. I'm just going to lean into the psychosis going forward, just left-wing style. We need to put people who are this stupid in a concentrated play area without any immediate hazards and let them free roam all day. They can't be outside driving cars like John Fetterman is what I said. I'm dark woke now, baby. It's all staged. They're all claiming it's staged because they know they wanted it to happen real bad, but also because the president's assassination attempt was fake as I am totally with Blue and on this now. Yeah. I don't know if the Ilhan Omar thing is staged or not. There's certainly plenty of reasons to be suspicious. Like what? The fact that she's Somali American? Is that the only... What reason do you have for it to be suspicious? Yeah, Charlie Kirk's neck just fentanyl. Charlie Kirk's neck just did that because of fentanyl consumption. Donald Trump's ear had a little thing that exploded. He didn't actually fucking bleed. His ear is perfectly fine. If his ear got snapped out, if his ear got shot at all, it would have exploded. We didn't even see a little bit. We didn't even see a little bit of damage on his ear. It's bullshit. He had like one of those vessels. Like those explodable things on the side of his ear. It was a special ops sniper who shot the firefighter behind him, and they swapped the body, or they had staged a body on top of that container, and Trump's ear blew up a squib. 100%. That's what I believe now.
Kristi Noem must resign.
Justice Congresswoman Ilhan Omar called for Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down. Police say 55-year-old Anthony Kazmierczak charged at her during that town hall Tuesday night using a syringe to spray an unknown substance before being tackled to the ground. Despite safety concerns, Omar, insistent, continued the event.
Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
The attack followed yesterday's release of the first Customs and Border Protection internal report on the shooting of Alex Preddy on Saturday.
Now, police tell me that the Congresswoman was uninjured, but they're still trying to determine what that foul-smelling substance was. In the meantime, that suspect is being held in county jail, arrested on assault charges. He has a record of 10 DUIs, but Gail has not had his first court appearance yet.
Well, we will all be watching that one, Matt. Thank you very much.
The man who appears to be Alex Preddy filmed interacting with federal agents. This is the incident, I believe, where he broke his ribs. We'll talk about that too. Wait, 10 DUIs? Wait, did I miss something here? Oh, in the last video at the end?
Now, police tell me that the Congresswoman was uninjured, but they're still trying to determine what that foul-smelling substance was.
I thought he was a 2-time DUI champion. He was a 10-time DUI champion?
In the meantime, that suspect is being held in county jail, arrested on assault charges. He has a record of 10 DUIs, but
10? 10 DUIs? That's an all-time ballot Hall of Famer, dude. What the f? That is a DUI champion. How can you get 10 DUIs? Anyone that lets you behind a wheel after the third one is irresponsible and should possibly also be prosecuted. Yeah, it turns out the real thugs that they're releasing from prison over and over again is the white white supremacists. It's not the migrants, brother. 10 DUIs? Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. He probably drove drunk to the event. He was hammered at the event too. Yeah, how did the judge let him out of jail? Is he an illegal immigrant or something? Nope. I thought you only got away with doing crimes like that if you were from Guatemala. Turns out not the case at all. Turns out it's actually that guy that gets released from prison. Interesting. Yeah, the judge must have been hammered too. Jesus Christ, dude. How are you allowed to be around a car? Brother, at that point, you're so consistently drunk that you shouldn't even be in a car as a passenger, bro. You're going to give people a contact high from how drunk you are. This is new. This is a new meta that I didn't even know was explored in the past. Like, this is something that I did not think was possible. Oh my God. Ranked professional drunk driving. My man went up in a ELO.